Welcome to This Week in the Pentecostal Evangel. My name is Lisa Millen, and I'm the professor of church history here at AGTS, and we love hosting this for you each week. If you have enjoyed these episodes, would you please click the like button and then subscribe? It would really help us out.
My name is Jason Sprinkle. I'm the Assistant Director of the Preaching Center here at AGTS.
My name is Bob Eby, and I'm an Associate Professor of Biblical Exposition, and I also work in the Preaching Center.
And I'm Rick Wadholm, Associate Professor of Old Testament here at the seminary.
All right, so we have looked this week at February 10th, 1963 at the Pentecostal Evangel. So at this time, T.F. Zimmerman is the superintendent, and this was just a great I loved it.
Yeah,
it was so full. I couldn't even
addition.
pick about.
It's genuinely thick. I mean,
yeah, it's very thick.
Very thick.
I think it's
really thick.
It's got 30 pages in it or more.
And most of the pages are full of text.
Yeah.
It's a ton of text.
It is.
It's not a ton of pictures. It's text.
32 pages. So let's hit the ball running. Is that what we say?
No, I don't think that's a phrase at all.
Actually, that's not a metaphor at all, but it is beautifully mixed.
Yeah,
it's
thank
great.
you.
Yeah, it's great.
A mixed metaphor. All right. So if I say anything wrong, you guys will correct me.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know this. Okay, so
No doubt.
I loved this article. It was fabulous about ministering to Cuban refugees. Did you guys read this?
Incredible.
It was
Fascinating.
so good. They're talking about ministering to 150,000 refugees that are living in the Miami area. And I think, Bob, didn't you do the math?
I did a little math.
Yeah.
If you would make this contemporary ratio to population based on the population of the U.S. in 1963 and the population in 2026, we're talking at around 300,000 Cuban, it would be the equivalent of 300,000 Cuban refugees.
Yeah, and so the things that they're doing for these refugees are wonderful. They are helping them. They're getting clothing for them. They're getting clothing and bedding and food, and they're saying that the welfare that these people are receiving from the government, it's not enough, right?
Yep.
It's only $75 to $100 a month and a limited supply of food, and they are desperate to help them out.
Would you think about how much that, I mean, if you take that amount of money, the government's actually making, it's not enough to live on, but it's a meaningful contribution.
is. For
sure.
But they're saying it's not enough. We need to help these people.
Right, and everyone is getting involved. The WMCs,
Yes.
the Women's Ministry or Women's Missionary Group, Council, thank you, is getting involved in California and all over the place. And they are encouraging people, give money, help if you can. And I love it because they are praying with these people, not only for these people in their own spiritual growth, but they're praying for their loved ones who are back home, for those who couldn't get out, and they're collecting money and sending money to Cuba to help people escape the country.
And it's relevant to this cultural moment that we're living in today.
Absolutely.
You have the Assemblies of God, 1963, and there's a cultural moment, and they're reaching out with open arms, welcoming. What can we do to supplement what the government is doing?
Right.
They're
And
leading the charge.
Yes, and I love this because they say clothing should be good.
Yeah.
It should be clean. It should be mended and recent enough style.
I loved that
so
part.
it will
Yeah.
not humiliate these people of high caliber who are already suffering enough. And what a
incredible.
statement, right?
Yeah.
Let's help these people out because really these are wonderful people and they need our help and they need good stuff.
It's an interesting conversation to put this into our current context. What would be the response, or what is the response today across the fellowship in relationship to refugees and immigrants? And if it is different, which I feel like it may be different, why? What was different about the Cuban refugee to the Central American refugee?
Sure.
I think the specter of communism
Right.
For sure.
I'm
is
sure.
probably
Yep.
the big influencer.
For sure.
But should it be exclusively? And
Yeah.
and I think we should pause and listen to the heart of home missions and the assemblies of God with our forefathers and foremothers, caring for those in need and in danger and fleeing for their lives.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and they even tell you here, excuse me, that for $25, then you can help them bring a family member here.
Bring more
to
here.
bring
Yeah.
more.
Bring
Yep.
more folks.
And that's what they're saying really throughout is, come, we want to help you. So come and let us help you. So
And they saw it as a missionary experience.
Yes.
This was missional for the church.
Right. Absolutely.
Fascinating. Well, I would draw your attention to the lead article, and it gets to be the lead article because when the general superintendent writes an article, it becomes the lead article.
Surprise.
And so Thomas F. Zimmerman, who is relatively new into his term, now again, he goes on to serve for a very long time, but Zimmerman was elected, I think, in 59, and so this is 63, so it's 4 years in to his tenure as general superintendent. Now, here's the thing that strikes me of all of the things, which the article is a really fascinating recounting
For sure.
of the Pentecostal movement and
is.
Pentecostal theology. And I would say it's pretty well done.
It
I
is.
think it's a really articulate expression of who we are, where we came from. But in 1963, listen to his opening sentence. Worldwide revivals around the turn of the 20th century resulted in the establishment of more than a dozen denominations commonly called Pentecostal.
Yes, he does use
He does give quotes,
Yes.
but he still invokes the word denominations.
He does.
I promise you
1963.
today, if we in this podcast just stated
The Assemblies of God was
the
a
Assemblies of God as a denomination,
we'd
I
be in
promise you, we would get comments. We would be, because I've done it and I've gotten comments and I've gotten angry emails. And the general superintendent called it a denomination.
Yes.
He also references the beginning of the coming together across denominational lines in Pentecostalism to the forming of the PFNA, the
Yeah.
Pentecostal Fellowship of North America, which is made up of Church of God, Church of God, Cleveland, Tennessee, Foursquare. But do you know
Yeah.
who's not included in the PFNA?
None of the Black Pentecostal fellowships.
None of the Black fellowships. And so this is 63,
63,
and that's not resolved until the 90s.
Right. Yeah. The Memphis miracle doesn't happen until 94.
Correct, yeah.
94.
So you're a couple decades later.
So there is this sense, let's move across our denomination. And he based, and here's the thing.
Because this was formed largely to bridge doctrinal differences.
And he says that.
Yeah,
we
not
have,
cultural or racial differences.
and he minimizes
It's
them.
true. He does.
He says that we have some, basic little doctrinal differences. We're not going to make a big deal about that, and we're going to work together. And then you start it, and you go out of your way to not
To
include
exclude, really. Yeah.
the Black fellowships.
Yeah.
Pretty stunning and pretty devastating for a movement who loves to quote,
Yeah.
is it Bartleman?
Yeah.
From Azusa Street.
Right.
That the color line was washed away in the blood. And yet, when the moment we begin to move, and last thing, we now see the famous little secondary tagline
Yeah.
showing up. It's in the ones we've looked at. It's the first time I've seen it show up, or the earliest it's shown up, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord.
Yeah, and that picture on the front is a big picture of a truckload of supplies for those Cuban
For the refugees.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the things that, again, I'm just always reminded, one of our key reasons to form as a movement was for missions.
You're right.
So always, this is who we are. It's our identity. You can't be Assemblies of God without being missionary focused.
Right.
And one of the things in this particular issue, it was just, it was a short story. There's almost pictures take up almost as much of the page as the text, but about the Dagbani language in northern Ghana that they've just finished translating the entire New Testament, a team of different missionary workers, nationals, and they're delivering it first in parts.
Yeah.
And so it's just a testimony to folks working day in and day out
Translate.
with believers from multiple different places, all to provide the scriptures in a language, the mother tongue
Yeah,
their
heart
of the
language.
people they're trying
Yeah,
to plant the
right.
church among. And I just love it because, again, it reminds me, like, this is our identity.
It's who we are.
It's interesting that this is about Ghana, because coming up this fall, late summer or fall, in 2026 will be the World Assemblies of God Fellowship Gathering, and it will be meeting for the first time on the continent of Africa, and it'll be meeting in Ghana.
Wow.
The church has just exploded in
Yes.
Ghana. I mean,
for
Pentecostalism
sure.
is
Absolutely.
massive across Ghana.
And the seeds of that current harvest were planted in the translation of the scriptures into their language. Fascinating. Love it.
There were a couple of articles that I loved. The one that I think I'll highlight is on page 20, and it's GPH, Gospel Publishing House, is just getting a new 4-color printing press. And so, and no surprise, the innovative guy behind this all is Ralph Harris.
There he is.
Right? Great picture of Harris there on the first page of this article, but it highlights, I think, what we were and are. We're innovative.
Yes.
We're using current tools to create better material for evangelism, for Sunday school. The last sentence in the article says, across the nation, children are learning about God and his word with the help of attractive, high-quality teaching tools. And I love that we're now printing in color, and it's a big deal. This is a 2-page article in the Pentecostal
Which is
Evangel.
ironic, because that's exactly how people describe Rick as a professor at the seminary. A high quality and attractive tool for gospel work. And I love that about you, Rick.
There's a tool for your tool belt. I would like to point out before we close. Are you done,
I'm
Jason?
done.
I just don't mean to run roughshod over
Yes,
you.
you do.
But,
Yes,
in the back, there's advertisements. 2 different advertisements for accordion.
Yes.
So if you would like to, you can buy direct.
The rise of the accordion.
Yep, that's right. The world's largest importer offers Christian families new 1962 famous makes at 75% off.
Well, and what struck me, I saw the accordion advertisements as well, 2 of them, and right below it was an advertisement for Guitar
guitars.
World
Yeah.
in Chicago, Illinois.
Guitar
Yeah.
World.
And I
Standard
thought,
or
wait a minute,
electric.
I think my church bought things from Guitar
From Guitar,
World.
I think we did too. In Chicago, I drove down to that store.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I know. Wonderful.
They also highlighted, there's a whole article that appears to be a serial column in the Evangel, campus column,
Yes. Yeah.
talking about Assemblies of God schools, NCBC, Northwest, Southern California Christian College, Bethany. They're giving testimonies. You see the move of the Assemblies of God. I don't think it's an accident. I don't think it's the word that would have been commonly used, but it's not an accident that Zimmerman calls it a denomination.
Yeah.
Because
We're
this is the
institutionalizing.
institutional
Absolutely.
phase of the fellowship.
Yeah.
We're highlighting our schools. We're giving emphasis to that. And a little blast from the past. There's a little tiny column that says E.S. Williams is feeling better.
Yeah.
He was not feeling well, and he had an ongoing regular column
Answering questions.
We love making our superintendent answer. Bell did it. E.S. Williams did it, and they said, "Don't worry,
He's coming
E.S.
back.
Williams will be back. He's feeling better."
All right. On that note, thank you for joining us, and we hope that you enjoyed this episode.